breeds contempt.
It breeds contempt. These teams don't like each other. They can fake it. They can say all the right things in the papers. They don't want any bulletin board material. But the fact is, you know your division foes better than anybody, and they know you. And that familiarity does bring a little extra heat into this matchup.
Cam Little out for the opening kick. And we're off and running from Landover. Trey Tucker to return it. This return makes it up to the 25. So here come the Eagles for their opening drive. And bringing them out in his 4th season since arriving as the #1 overall pick back in 2021, Trevor Lawrence.
While we all love to talk about the quarterback, he really wasn't at the forefront of their win last week, Kate. Kind of took a step back and let some of his teammates shine. Yeah, he made a good mark with a touchdown pass, a bad mark with an interception. Welcome to life in the NFL as a quarterback. You know he wants to make a little more noise, elevate everybody else a little better than he did a week ago.
They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Halfway there on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Let's go. Here we go.
Back to throw. Here's Lawrence. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces 3rd down.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. The Eagles are in punt formation. Only needed once last week in the win, and he matches that total here. That's taken at the 15. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the 60-year pro and former #1 overall pick out of Oklahoma, Kyler Murray.
Kate, he's had some time to work past their last game, and he needed every second of it. A 4-interception game isn't easy for anybody to move on from, even for the shortest of memories. He's got to get his head right this week. This team needs him to deliver.
On the give, this is Irving. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And that's good for a gain of 5. Tackled on the play by Marlon Humphrey. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Now Kyler. Complete beyond the marker. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Washington first. Here's the give to Irving. This is ahead for about 5. Julian Love bringing that one to an end. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Murray from the pistol. This is reeled in by Joshua Palmer. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Offense executing early, new set of downs at the 38-yard line. Murray here on first down. Finds London on the slant. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Handoff headed right, Irving. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Pass is caught at the 9. And he's going to be taken down near the 8-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with first and goal. From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and this...
And that's a Washington touchdown! Well, whether he stays the go-to guy the entire game, we will all judge together, but no doubt about it on that opening drive, Brock, he was the star. Bunch of catches and a touchdown to begin this one.
Yeah, I think this is twofold. Number one, you love to get this guy started early. He's a playmaker. He's a difference maker. Number two, this defense, well, they better be on high alert because this offense feels like they have a matchup they can attack, and that time attack a third time for 6.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Tucker now on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Eagles and Trevor Lawrence set to take over on offense once again. And they've been willing to both call runs for him and let him ad-lib as he sees fit. He's top 5 for rushing yards by a quarterback this season. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Jarvis Brownlee there to make that play. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Hey, easy, route.
It's Montgomery on the counter. Oh, he gets clobbered behind the line. We're a quarter of the way through on this chip. Ready now for our second quarter. The Eagles have the football. They have it 3rd and 10. Lawrence working from the gun. This is hauled in by Myers. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that's good for an Eagles first down. Out of the gun, Lawrence. Throwing quickly, but it's incomplete. Intended target there was David Njoku. So that brings up 2nd down. Complete out to the right side. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Jarvis Brownlee there to make that play. Got to figure out this 3rd down here. Sticking in the air with Lawrence. That heater is going to fall to the turf. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And he's hit before he can get anything on that return. The Commanders and Drake London headed back out onto the field. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Commanders' drive is going to start from deep on their own side of the field. 1st and 10. Murray. To the right side and reeled in by London. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it stopped. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Commanders will have a first. Running right, it's Irving. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3. Right back to Irving now. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
That's caught for the first. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Quick touch pass to the receiver. Big gain, has them across the 40. And he gets this down to the 38. All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Pressure coming, it's Murray. Catch made by Bucky Irving. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Irving here from the gun. And he'll maybe get 2 out of that. So that play brings us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and goal coming up. 5 yards to the end zone.
Let's go.
Operating from the gun. Here's Murray. Cut near the goal line. And he's in for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders grow their lead just before halftime. That gives him a mark of distinction for this season. He's now up to 40 touchdown passes this year. And it's part of one of the more impressive campaigns that we've seen from an NFL QB. On is Little for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders double their lead to 14. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Tucker now on the return. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. Well, we've already seen some nice plays here, and we're going to see plenty more before this game ends. But you might be thinking, with plays like that, my guys' ratings should be better. Well, you're not alone. You got a chance to let the Madden Ratings Hotline know just what you're thinking. Give them a call, 1-844-MADDEN-1, and make your case for who should get a boost. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. Well, reeled in by Njoku. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for...
This time they're going to get there and they drop him. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. All right, here we go. 2nd down.
Let's go.
Another try following the sack. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
Rolling left, buying some time. The Commanders take a timeout. They're first. They send out Greg Zuerlein for the field goal. It'll be 51 yards from the left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll get him back to 11.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Commanders and Kyler Murray set to take over. And last drive, he reached one of those numbers that everyone looks at as a benchmark after the season ends, Brock. Quite the year that he's put together, finding the end zone. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Running left, this is Irving. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. That tackle made by Tremaine Edmonds. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They send a man in motion. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. He's back to throw. He gets a lot behind one, deep downfield. And this one falls incomplete, so we're down to 4 seconds, and we'd assume our final snap. Here's Riley Dixon on now for the punt on 4th down. Only punted once in last week's loss, and he gets this one away. And a fair catch made here at the 17. It's halftime from near the nation's capital. The Commanders pulling in front after 2. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We start with a good one in the NFC. Arizona making the trip east to take on Carolina. And it's the Cardinals who are out in front as that game draws closer to halftime. Garrett Wilson, a touchdown reception.
We'll catch up with the rest of the league later. Let's go right through halftime and on to the start of the 3rd quarter. Here's Wishnowski now to handle the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Commanders are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Carry here for Irving. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
And the coverage just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up. From the gun, it's Murray. Escapes the pocket. And that one hits the deck. No fear from them trying to go deep on 3rd down. You love that. Don't love the fact they couldn't connect. 4th down coming up. The Commanders ready for the punt. And this will be his 2nd effort of the contest. First punt win 45 yards. This looks considerably further. Collects this at the 32. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Eagles will take possession. First down, ball at the 36.
Hey, go!
It gives to Montgomery to start the drive. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, these are the kind of runs, Kate, that a balanced game plan and a balanced offense is built on. It gets you good yardage, it sets up your play action, and it keeps that defense honest.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Easy, route. Silver.
They'll run again with Montgomery. No one around, he's got space. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
24.
Option play. Here's Montgomery. And the power play up the gun only results in 2 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Staying on the ground with Montgomery. Runs into traffic and hits a wall. No gain. Sidney Brown in on that stop. No gain on that one, and now it's 3rd and 8.
Will one defender fail? Well, his buddy was there to swarm to the ball and make that play just as it gets to the line of scrimmage.
Sending a receiver left. Throwing is Lawrence on 3rd down. And someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Sidney Brown makes the play. And the Commanders take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season. Well, no doubt they envisioned that as the start of a 2nd half push for the lead. But the defense, well, defense had other ideas, Brock, protecting their team's advantage and taking possession back on the first play of the series.
Not the way you needed to start the half if you were thinking comeback, but exactly the way to start the half if you're trying to take this lead and step on it. That's a defender who sensed the need for a splash play and delivers.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. We just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Upping the tempo with some hurry-up offense. Here we go, 2nd and 9. Irving hauls it in. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
Something out of nothing, Kate, that may as well be listed on his resume because he's so good at it. Caught that one near the line, and after that it was all him, turning a modest pass into far more than a modest gain.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he's able to get this down to the 13. They manage 22 on the rip and a first down. Working inside the red zone. This throw is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They're just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. Now the Eagle offense headed back out to the field. They're running out of time to get this game into a more manageable spot, Brock. We got a 3-score deficit, and we're in quarter number 3.
23.
Lawrence in the pistol. Got a man. It's Njoku. That play good for 17 on a first down.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
That one complete to Njoku. And he takes it up and across midfield to Commander's territory.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
It's a gain of 4. And that's good for an Eagles first down.
All right, let's go.
Running out of the gun with Montgomery. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. Kool-Aid McKinstry has the INT.
Well, that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Murray from the pistol. He'll get this one to Brown. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Eric Kendricks there for the tackle. This is the type of performance a former quarterback just like yourself, Brock, can marvel at. He's carried a great performance through much of this game. Even as the defense adjusted, tried to slow him down, none of it. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
Sit.
Out of the gun. Here's Murray. We'll just huck this one into row C, and some lucky fan is going to haul in a heck of a souvenir.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
No luck finding his receiver that time. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. They bring on the punt team, and they get this kick away. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be their football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Red, start.
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, this is a time where offensively you got to regroup. You got to get in that huddle. You know, quarterback is the most important leadership position. Everyone's looking at you. And as a QB, after taking a sack like that, well, you got to flush it, instill some confidence, and move this ball forward.
Connects with Montgomery. And he's brought down for a loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Now he'll heave this one. Big gain downfield. And a massive hit at the end of that play. Oh, baby. But he hangs on through it. Still able to get that 1st down.
On the red. Here we go.
Lawrence working from the gun. Montgomery hauls this one in. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on 1st down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on 2nd down.
Throw right side, caught by Njoku. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. He's on the move. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it.
Let's go.
Offense in the hurry up here. Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. He's going to try to drop it in. This is caught inside the 15. It's a Philadelphia touchdown. The Eagles get it back to within 2 possessions. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
They recognize the situation they're in now. After that score, they're going to try to get it right back. And the Commanders are able to cover the kick.
Illegal touching. Offense.
A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Murray here on 1st down. That one's complete to London. And he's brought down at about that 27-yard line.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Chased out to his right. Completed to Flowers. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. 1st and 10, Murray. And they will score. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders make it a 3-score game in the 4th. Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
And things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
That one splits the uprights, and the Commanders push their lead to 18. All set for the kickoff. Little with the honors. Tucker now on the return. Return's looking good so far. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. Philadelphia's offense back out for another drive. And the open lanes, the beautiful windows that he no doubt dreamt about before this game, Brock, well, they just haven't been there. It's almost like the defense challenged itself between the pass rush and... It's a new set of downs for him at the 32.
Hey, Ron. Silver.
First down throw, Lawrence. He's got Devontae Smith. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
On 1st and 10, here's Lawrence. Throw reeled in by Njoku. And they're going to bring him down at the 36.
Here we go.
The end result there, 15 yards and a first. We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Eagles hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. First down, ball at the 36.
All right, let's go. Silver.
Out of the gun, Lawrence. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Sticking in the air with Lawrence. Hauled in left side. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Timeout taken by the Eagles. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. First and 10, it's Lawrence. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Sidney Brown makes the play. And the Commanders take over on his 5th interception of the season.
And what a huge bonus on top of the takeaway. Not only did you steal the possession, but you immediately, Kate, flip this field and give your teammates a golden opportunity to punch it in for 6. And if they score quickly, well, it'll put that opposing offense right back out there, still reeling from that interception.
They give to Irving, left side. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down. That's got to be so frustrating for the runner. You're fighting the good fight. You even rip through a tackle to stay afloat, but the blocking can't buy you enough time or room to even get back to the line of scrimmage.
Once again, Irving breaks the tackle, still going. And he'll get this down at the 33-yard line. Working fast as the clock ticks towards 0. First down, and they go right back to him. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
Going to the ground again on first. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. So score this as a win for the Commanders. And they take not just a victory, but some serious year-long bragging rights home with them after this one, as they finish off the sweep of their division rivals.